Okay, any views expressed are the opinion of the guest. It's not a representation because the programming reflects that Politickin with 4 eyes. It's really no competition. Suffocating with the dope. You know I be twisting. Real ninjas out in the field. Now we cotton picking. Not to mention our intention to cover topics and many other subjects. I got more lines than the deli at the Publix. With King Pharaoh, PoPolitickin, I'm pistol whipping. Rappers jeopardizing hip-hop position. My opposition, intuition, prediction like writers on The Simpsons. To witness the glimpses from higher up dimensions. My bitches be fighting gremlins like Phoebe Cates. Let me cook, stovetop oven, easy bakes. Hydroponic with them seaweed flakes. Yeah, these rappers started from the bottom. Power bottom, TD Jakes. Unfollowed, talking about have you ever been swallowed? Regardless of race, color, or creed, you get Apollo'd. We politicking, ticking, we straight politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen to that politicking, ticking. This for the politicking, ticking. We straight politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen to that politicking, ticking.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Right now, we're live on YouTube, Twitter, and X. Check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well. 1212. I'm a place to be with Queen Miss K. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you, King?
I'm good. Nice to meet you, Queen.
You too.
And then, I got a lot of questions. So, the first thing I just want to know is what inspired you to get into the music industry?
What inspired me to get into the music industry? That's a pretty good question, because actually I was born in the era of hip hop. Hip hop was, I was already here. I think I'm telling my age, huh? Yeah, I think I'm telling my age. I've been around since the birth of hip hop, and so I always had a love for the culture. And I actually didn't plan on doing this. It's just something that just happened, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, then I actually, I'm gonna keep it 100. So I actually interviewed Sylvia Robinson's granddaughter before. And you know, Sylvia Robinson is the one, she started the Sugar Gang record. So she's the first recognized Black woman with a record label.
A record label. She's the first Black woman with a record label. She's also the first Black woman to be a producer as well. And I will also say that she doesn't get enough flowers, and we need to give her some of her flowers, because August 11th, 1973, they claim as alleged the birthday for hip hop because of the first party that was on Sedgwick Avenue. But in essence, is older than that, because the first record that was cut, Sylvia Robinson cut that, and you're correct, it was with the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, I had to make sure I went to check and make sure she wasn't Muslim. I didn't see anything about her being Muslim, so I didn't have time to do any more research. So I'm just gonna take your word. But how did you even find out? Because I'm reading that you're the first Black Muslim woman to operate and own a hip hop label.
They have things called fact checks and this and that.
Yeah, I couldn't even find.
There are other Muslim women who are on labels, major labels, but they do not, however, operate and own a label. There is another Muslim sister who is married to a brother, and combined together, her and her husband own and operate a label. But I am the first in the world as a Muslim Black woman to own a label, number one, and then number two in the genre of hip hop.
And what year did you start? What year did you start the label?
Actually, 2016.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, I'm glad to have you. Got some history. I'll be trying to archive, so we're gonna have a good little interview today.
Okay.
So I was reading. It said you started as a publicist. You went from a publicist to a radio personality to a label owner. So how did you tell us about that a little bit? How did you navigate through that?
So basically I like talking. And I was talking to a mutual friend of mine who lived in New York City at the time, and I'm currently located in the DFW area of Texas.
Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth. And so they introduced me to a person and told me I needed to connect with this person. And then I connected with this person who was also from Harlem, from New York. And they had a radio station. They still operate and own the radio station, GFN Radio Soul NYC. And so I started over there as a publicist, you know, doing things, showing what I could do. But, you know, I'm still talking. And I knew a lot of things to talk about, especially the history and stuff like that of hip hop, being that I was around from the birth of it. And so this guy was like, man, you need to go on air and just be a personality. And so I started interviewing artists, you know, pretty much old school artists in R&B and hip hop, you know, people like Stevie D, you know, from the Force MDs, and or maybe like Cheryl the Pearl from the group The Sequence, which that was the first yeah, with Angie Stone and Blondie, you know, they had that song which was a major hit back in the day, Funk You Up. And they were the first, actually they were the actual first hip hop group of ladies. They are the first, you know. And so that record was very, very successful. You know, a lot of people sampled it over the years.
Oh yeah, hella people.
A lot of people sampled it over the years. But anyway, you know, it moved from that to, you know, this guy is showing me other avenues and entities of the business side of the music industry, you know, and I was just picking up information like, wow. And so when my son actually came to me and he was spitting some bars, and I remember telling him, he probably won't like that I say this on air, but it's the truth. He was whack. And I was like, boy, if you don't get out of here for real, go, come back. Go do it again and come back. And so he came back maybe about the second time around when he came back, well, third time around when he came back. I said, wait a minute, hold on. He might be on to something. He might be on to something here. I think we got something here. You know, and then when he said he actually wanted to pursue this thing here, we started off, and I see where we was going with this, and I see also the things that were happening out there in them streets. And so what I did was actually gave up my job. I was working a regular 9 to 5. I was happy, content, you know, minding my own business. And then I said, well, I think I need to go on this journey, you know, with him. Because certainly me knowing the inside happenings of what goes on in this music industry, you know, I couldn't see myself putting my son out there to the wolves. I call them the wolves. You understand me? And so the mentor said, why don't you just start your own label? And I was like, yeah, why don't I do that? And I just did it. And then I put everything along with the label that a major label has so we can operate and function the same. And so I did that. We have our publishing, you know, I know enough to teach and train artist development. I feel that that's something that's still necessary today. You know, especially when I get to talking to artists, younger artists, up and coming artists about their stage presence. That means something. Some of them don't think it means anything. Well, since you don't think it means anything, let's see how far you go. Because it does mean something. You know, a stage in the literal sense is just what it is, a stage. But a stage can also wear you out if you don't know how to move accordingly on a stage. For instance, am I allowed to drink my water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do everything you want. Yeah.
We're gonna sip.
My water, I got a little bit, but
So for instance, have you ever been to a performance of artists who get on stage? They have no sense of imagery, no sense of knowing how to move on the stage, especially if it's a stage where, sometimes there's some detail with the wires going across the stage, and it's out of the control perhaps of the DJ or maybe, you understand what I'm saying? So if you see these wires, that right there is a liability, and you have to be very, very careful, because what a humiliating and most embarrassing moment if you trip on that stage and then you're not trained enough to know how to get back up and keep going where you left off. Or perhaps you can hear a record and then you go see an artist in person.
they don't sound
and
the same.
they don't sound the same.
The studio hooked them up.
You know what I'm saying? The studio gave them grace. Grace.
The engineer, yeah.
Because in person, they ain't shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You good?
But they ain't shit.
Yeah.
How about this one? Every other word is not enunciated because they out of breath.
Yeah.
No stamina. So I didn't pay whatever it is to get in here to see you on stage. I want to see a show. I want to see some entertainment. I want to hear your vocals, your lyrics. I don't even want to hear you rapping over your music, your own bars.
Right.
Come on, play them instrumentals and let me hear some real stuff. Let me see what you got. And so
I say it's funny you say that, because like I was just looking at Chris Brown. He was performing. Chris Brown was on a bungee cord going across the sky, 360, still singing. And then I look at Beyonce, Rihanna, when she was pregnant, she was all up in the sky. Beyonce, she up in the sky, the damn car about to tip over. So I'd be like, if you look at the top stars, they doing above and beyond. They ain't just doing on the mic, on the stage. With them scat four, what they call them? Scat fours, whatever they call them, the big stages. Them shits is high. Them shits ain't low.
Do you understand what I'm saying? and King, listen, King. And they kept up with every beat, didn't they?
Right.
And you heard
Beyonce was about to die. I don't think people understand that. If Beyonce would have fell, she wouldn't have been here no more. She was hanging off that damn thing, and she kept her pose and everything like wasn't nothing happening. And she was hanging off that thing, damn 2 ropes.
And so you know why? Because of extensive hours in training, rehearsal.
Right.
So people think, they just the shit. And they don't have to rehearse. I'm going to just get on here and go ham on the mic. That's all you got? Is that all you got? I'm just saying. So again, I'm spending money just because you picked up a mic. Okay, you lyrically inclined. But again, is that all you got? I want to see a show. And then when you come to me and you talk about stardom and being a celebrity and wanting to be, but you're not willing to adhere to the suggestions that I'm giving you, because this is actually what it takes, and not including the man hours of rehearsal. Like I'm talking about these people that you're talking about. They're in the studio like at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. That is the start of their day. They've already started their day while we still sleeping. And then they go hours, maybe 12 hours rehearsal. I mean, you coming out of there like crunch time. It's time to take a what do you call that? A cryo bath. The cold. You know what I'm saying?
Ice bath.
Yeah, because they wore out that much in rehearsal. So yeah, and so when it's showtime, it has to be utter perfection. Perfection. Like a wow moment, like whoa, like you just described, like what the heck up there? What? How they do that? Yo, that's the reaction. That is the reaction that you really want to give. That's entertainment. And so therefore you will find people who will pay 250, 300, 350, 600,000, 1,200 for a ticket. Entertainment. So yeah, I believe in artist development wholeheartedly. We're gonna get on the treadmill and you're gonna perform your songs while you running on a treadmill. And when I see you could do it where you're not out of breath, then I would say then you are ready for the stage. The big stage, that is.
And then so what is the name? What is your name? Neo Gold Entertainment. What does that represent to you?
You know what? I just really basically wanted to have something that was different, totally different. I like different. I love different. Something out of the box that nobody else ever thought of, never had. Everything I like to do is just different. Different. And part of it came from a thought and the idea of, because when I was on the radio and I had a show called the Queen's Corner with Miss K, right? And so outside of interviewing artists, I did my music segment, which was on Neo Soul. Neo Soul artists. I'm into Neo Soul artists too. And so Neo, that's pretty cool. Now I need to put something with that Neo. Go. Yeah. And so we did a research on that and found that that name was good. It was not taken. And so we grabbed that. And that's how Neo Gold came about.
What's up? And then, like we was talking about earlier, you're the first Black Muslim woman to own and operate a hip hop label. So, what does that mean to you? How does that milestone feel?
It feels great. I'm blessed. I'm honored. It's a privilege. It's a lot because I feel, and it may not be so, but this is my feeling because I'm the first to do it, right? So I'm actually in a literal sense, I feel I'm carrying the Islamic community on my back. So that actually raises the bar for me in regards to my standards that I put out there. It raises the bar. So I actually have to go harder. I'm the first. I opened the door for other sisters who look just like me, who dress like me, who pray like me, all of that, to show them you could do this too. You too could do this. Yeah.
I remember and then me, like, cause I'm not Muslim, but like I remember like just hearing like a lot of rappers that when you hear them rap, you hear them, you're like, okay, and it made me want to like understand it more. Cause I remember like Beanie Siegel, like he one of my favorites, but he put a lot of it in his rhymes, and then like I said, the more you listen to people, you be like, okay. So I didn't know it was that many Muslim rappers, but it's a lot of them.
It's a lot. You know, you have shout out Kevin Gates, you know, it's just a bunch of them. And there's labels like even with Griselda, they're Muslim. They'll come up under an Islamic label and stuff like that. I don't know. On the East Coast, in my era in New York, growing up, before I actually became like more Orthodox Muslim in the teachings that I follow right now, I started off as a 5%er in the 5% Nation of Gods and Herbs, you know, And it was just the culture and the teachings that was given to us to navigate throughout the neighborhood, the community, if you will, you know. And it was a thing like once you learned, you had to teach somebody else, you know, and give them knowledge yourself too. It's not a thing where you get this knowledge and you keep it to yourself. The responsibility of it is that you learn something and you teach somebody else. You want for your brother, you want for yourself and your brother the same thing. You know, I am my sister's keeper, as you should be your brother's keeper. So, you know, the knowledge is elevating by teaching it to others. And so that's the culture that I came from. And so whether people in that time and era was actually involved per se with the 5% nation, you couldn't get around it or avoid it. It was there right in your face, in your neighborhood, your best friend, your cousin, or your brother, perhaps, or uncle, or whoever it is, they're involved and they're going to teach you. So it's like a thing where you start learning and picking up the language. And so, like I said, even if you're not that, you're talking that because it makes sense. And what we're doing is making sense, you know. Yeah.
I remember for a minute it was like real heavy. Cause you remember everybody had the medallions, and then you had the jackets. You know, it was like in the 80s, but then it kind of went to gangster rap after that. But for a minute, it was like knowledge itself and you know, Black Power was real heavy. And I remember even like Big Daddy Kane and AZ, they used to rap about 5%ers a lot. And then I just looked at them and I like how they carried themselves. So that made me want to learn more about, you know, the subjects. But yeah, I was a big fan of Big Daddy Kane, with Rakim and them too, what they spit.
You will find that even nowadays, and you excuse me, perhaps book some of those artists, and you will see like on their rider thing, right? You in regards to the food, the food part of it.
No pork.
No pork. Most of them no meat either. No meat, no pork, you know. So like the things we were learning, you know, knowing how to take care of your body properly, you know, staying away from pork and pork byproducts, things that were good for your skin. Like I'm still a firm believer on if I can't pronounce it,
Right.
if I can't pronounce it, I'm not wearing it. Meaning products. I'm talking about products here and the chemicals that are in these products. I see it says this up front and it's supposed to be this, but then when you flip it and you look at the ingredients, you be like, well, what the hell is wait a minute, I can't even say that. What is that? That's too much and that's too long for me. And next, moving on. Next.
I was watching the news and it was like 5 or 6 states that ban lab grown meat. And I'm like, that's crazy that they even have to ban lab grown meat. It's like, why are we making lab grown meat anyway?
Artificial.
Yeah. So it's like states
Artificial.
I don't know. I don't think come in California. I don't think we banned it yet, but I hope we do because I ain't trying to eat no damn artificial lab grown meat.
Look, you don't know what you getting nowadays out there. I'm trying to tell you, you don't know what you getting out there. So I used to be vegan, and I'll flip flop and go from like vegan, then I want to be a pescatarian or whatever, But the bottom line is, here's this in regards to my food menu. My palate is chicken, turkey, fish, those 3 things.
Right.
Sometimes I'm not with it, sometimes I am, but just the bottom line, those are those 3 things, and we don't deviate from that, period. I haven't eaten beef, say, like since 1986.
Damn.
86. I haven't eaten pork since 1979. Yeah.
Then I will ask you, so like this is a male dominated industry. So what are some of your biggest challenges?
I don't have a problem with the brothers, I don't have too many of those challenges or any challenges because of the fact that I carry myself with integrity. Integrity. Integrity meets integrity. You know how they say on the street, game recognize game. I come from the streets too. Let's not get it twisted by the look now. So I'll sit there and listen to you and I'll look at you. But do you really think I'm a fool? So I'll make an informed decision and I'll move accordingly. But I'm going to stand on, at the end of the day, no matter what, integrity. That gets you far. And if you put a little bit of humility with that integrity, that even takes you further. If you put some truth and some honesty with that, that'll even take you to another level. So I'm talking about the character. Character. I'm a whole character of goodness and peace. And I'll come in peace and I'll come with love. If I'm not getting that, receiving that on the reciprocal side, okay, I'm going to love you from afar. I know who to do business with and I know who to not do business with. My journey is just a little bit slower than others because, I'm not a major label, but it's okay. I don't want to be, and I don't have to be. I'm different.
How you feel about how, I guess you could say, I know it's been a while, but how women are represented in hip hop, like to now, right now, today's time.
Repeat that question. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I understand you correct.
Yeah, like far as, because me personally, I do see how it's like women, like far as like rapping, it's a lot more female rappers and there's a lot more talent. But I'm just saying, how do you feel like how they're getting represented? Because I feel like a lot of them are they call it like slut rap. So they getting on doing rapping like that. Like they're not really getting on with their lyrics, it's getting on with their looks. I saw this one girl, I was like, what the hell is this? I saw a girl go to the mic, take her panties off, put the panties on her mic, and start rapping. And I was like, what the hell what's she doing? Why you gotta do all that? So I don't know. I just want what your point of view of what you see with how the women represent themselves in hip hop, and what would you tell them?
Dang, man, you had to ask me a question like that, and I'm trying to get to another level, and then Miss KB they opened her mouth and said some stuff, and I speak the truth, and
You had to get some water.
Man, you set me up with that question because damn it, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I don't want to see your ass shaking all over the place. I don't want to see your titties either. I don't want to see none of that. And to be quite exact, I mean, since when was it just okay to just do anything just for attention? To me, I call that attention-seeking behavior. You know how they have a cliche, if you will, in the industry, overall industry period of entertainment. I guess, well, damn it, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. So, who told that child she needed to go put some of them injections in her lips and now they way out there like that? Who told that girl she needed to go make her booty so big? I see her on the award show, her booty so damn big, she can't even stand up in her dress.
Right. They had to help her up.
They had to help her up. And then the people who are icons and legendary who came, I'm talking about the predecessors of women who came before, they are the one who leads the pathway. And the game changed when Lil' Kim started changing up herself and looking all different and everything. Lil' Kim, I love you. Miss K love you. I really do. But I want you to know the world, the people who came up with you, who was right there with you, we loved you just the way you was, original. Original, Kim. We loved you like that. I don't know what made you do that to yourself, but we want the old little Kim back. And now that ain't possible. And now that she done did that, gotta have the extra hip and the booty and the this and that and the other ones follow suit. And now they do it too. And they think this is just the thing to do. And then when you're under major labels and higher up in this entertainment world, for somehow they groom you to tell you that you're just not enough. You're
Did you see?
not enough. You're
Did you,
not good enough. So perhaps we can sell more records if you went and got a boob job.
yeah,
You
did you see? His name's Carl Crawford. He was managing the girl Erica Banks, and he said he paid for her to get a BBL. So that was like, I guess, part of the deal. We get you a BBL too with it.
It's always been money, sex, and rock and roll. In my era, we called it money, sex, and rock and roll. And so in this era in time, it's still money, sex, and it's the same thing, but it's on a whole nother level. Yeah, so these people are convincing these women that they actually need this in order to make it to the next level and the next level of where they're trying to go, because image sells, boobs sell, ass sell. But what about your God-given talent? What happened to that? That's something that nobody can and should be able to take away from you. And then the whole other thing is, because I stand on mental health and the initiative of mental health and mental wellness, and so many of them in this industry is so messed up in the head. It's unbelievable. These women, yeah, they look good on the Instagram, they look good on the stage, and all of this, and that, and the other. But when you really get to know some of them personally, or you don't even have to know them personally, you can see them. You can really see the real them, who they are, through the lens of the camera. And it reads nothing short of low self-worth, no self-esteem, depression. Half of them don't even like their damn self. Half of them don't even like their damn self. They're not okay with they self. And now you got this one person. It could be just one, not a whole bunch, just one person that they keyed on in, that's in their ear, and say, yeah, girl, you better go on and get that boob job. You better, come on, make your lips bigger. Make your butt bigger.
Make your lips big and you already black.
And you already black.
You don't need no bigger lips. That's
Go get a long hair straight weave, as if though you're European, instead of kinky and coarse, and that natural good. I love natural hair. That's some good braiding hair right there. Come on, natural people who with me, holla. Yeah, that's some good braiding hair. I told the girl, I said, please don't do nothing to your hair. Don't put no chemical in it. Oh, girl, you have the beautiful hair. It's good braiding hair. No, they want to go get a weave, $1,200 weave, $700 for installment. Do you know how many people I could
even
feed?
they lashes be like $100.
Okay, so do you know how many? I ain't paying. I don't even want to pay $5 for my. For real. So I'm just saying, because I find other things that's more important to spend money on than to be all like in that way. That's a lot for some hair and the installment in itself, or them lips, or your ass, or them titties. I'm looking at people outside in my community who's sleeping out there next to a garbage dumpster, digging in it, matter of fact, to see what they can find as leftovers to eat. I go feed people in the street who hungry. I seen a man walking down the street, true story, and he was crying. He was weeping, and he was praying to his God, whoever that may be. He was just walking. He said, God, help me, please help me. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Oh, please, I'm hungry. And I heard that man. I heard him. And I ran out my building to go help him and feed him. I see them every day. So any day that I could see them and I'm good, I'm going to stop and say, you hungry? You want to eat? You want something to eat? It's hot out here. Ain't you thirsty? Or when it's cold outside, when it's raining, or it's a little snow on the ground, baby, you ain't got no shoes on your feet. Come on with me. Let's go inside this store and buy you some shoes. You can't be out here like that, baby. You're going to get sick. You're going to get sick. See, that's what I do with money. I find things to do with money like that. They're trying to be cute. When in essence, your ass is looking curious, not cute. Curious. Curious.
I was going to ask you about mental health, so we kind of went into it, but I noticed like another problem I think the artists have, like Ari Lennox, she talks about her mental health a lot, but I think when you read your comments and you just, like you said, people just say anything people be trolling, people will say anything, but I think some artists actually sit there and read all them comments on social media and they take it in. They don't know how to ignore that shit. So I think that's a whole nother problem with mental health.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, you didn't have that in the 80s. Like Michael Jackson didn't have to worry about no social media people just talking shit about him all day.
No, they didn't. They didn't have that back then. And we were good supporters. All artists back then were supporters of one another. You know, it's the industry that actually inside the industry that caused a lot of the beef against artists. You know, that was a money move. That was a money marketing move and stuff like that. You know, and it still is because Kanye do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Drake and Kendrick.
I mean, they do it all the time. He's genius.
They made light skin. They brought up another light skin, dark skin battle in 2025.
In this era, are we still doing that?
Light skin, dark skin battle. Like, come on, man.
Are we still doing that? So yeah, you know, and so like again, if you are not spiritually fit, I'm talking about spiritually fit to the point where if you're spiritually fit, that means your psyche, your mental, you're mentally fit, you're physically fit, you're spiritually fit. You know, what you put in your body, you know, says a lot, you know, because it can cause different reactions. So you got to be careful what you eat. You got to be careful of your mental, the things that you consume in your brain, you know, the things you perhaps watch on TV or perhaps the things you even listen to consume, you know, because it can shift your thinking. You know, I always refer to this thing when we're talking about the youth, our adolescents. These are the people who are supposed to be our future. But how can a tablet baby be the damn future? A tablet baby. Let me tell you about the tablet babies. You know, the tablet babies, the ones that their mama give them a tablet to shut up and I got to do this right now, and they busy right now, and she really thinks she multitasking, but the baby is looking for attention, but I need you to be quiet right now, or I need to take care of this right now. So they throw them and pacify them with a damn tablet, put some earphones on their head, and let that be that. And when is the last time you had a real conversation with your child, took them somewhere and did something other than a tablet? So what happens is this becomes the norm. And so what is going on, parents, hear me, parents, what is going on is systematically through the tablet, through social media, the internet, your child is now being groomed.
Yeah, they call it they be like social YouTube be putting a lot of stuff on there called brain rot. So it'll be like I be watching my kids on YouTube because it'll be like just the dumbest shit like on repeat. They don't be saying nothing, just be some dumb shit. They call it brain rot. So you gotta let your kids watch no shit like that.
So these children are being groomed, right? Early.
Yeah.
Early, that it gets so way to the left. It gets so out of hand that if the truth was right in their face, they won't believe you, the parent, because they have been groomed. I'm talking about conditioned to know otherwise, according to what they picked up on social media. They groom master. You understand me? So then, oh man, it bothers me so, and it runs so deep with these children. And so how do you save them? Because now it's not even about them leading, it's about how you save them. We have children out here on TikTok and Instagram doing the most ridiculous things that unheard of just for some attention. There's nobody around them. So I'm going to get attention however I can get attention, even if I do the most stupid and the most outrageous thing. Like, what is this? And you're supposed to be the leader for the future. Go figure why these people, in regards to the government and the climate that we're in, can do all the things that they're doing now. I mean, it's a lot that goes with it. It runs deep. And America, we are in a state of emergency. We are in a state of emergency. We are. And I feel sad for these children, our youth. So it's important to me to connect with them in our neighborhoods, because that's what was done to us. People in my era, them OGs stopped us and talked to us, and they gave us knowledge. They gave us wisdom. So when we rewind, and you was talking about Ari Lennox, and I love her too. Some of the time, especially in this industry, sometimes they just need somebody to listen to them. They just want somebody to talk to. They just want to be acknowledged and heard on a total different level, opposed to just being an artist. Like, hello, do you see me? I'm here. I am somebody. A lot of the times they just want to be heard and acknowledged and listened to. Just a listening ear. Somebody to tell them or remind them that it's just going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Maybe they just need a hug.
Yeah, because she started dissing Martin and the Bernie Mac show. I'm like, what you talking about? She started going all over the place. So
we tend to lose focus of what we're supposed to be focused on.
About? You talking about Martin, Pam, and Martin? That came out like 95, 96?
When it's about keeping your eye on the prize, man.
Putting out some music.
Putting out some music. Put that frustration and that stress on that pen and talk about it and release it out of your system. That's healthy. That's healthy.
So I wanted to talk about how many artists are on your label now?
One.
Just your son?
Just one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him on here too. He ready, or he still working? He ready now?
He can't be ready. I don't know. He's ready. You ready? Oh. The thing is, he has another job right now that takes priority, real priority. I can't talk his business on air, but on the side, yeah, he got a whole album ready to come out.
Mm-hmm. So are you like gonna take more artists, or is it just you and your son?
No, I'm gonna take more artists. I've worked with a lot of people before, and there's a lot of people who want me to work with them. I'm just real picky and choosy because I don't do drama. I don't do the drama. I can deal with your mental issues because I'm certified for youth and adults and de-escalations. So that's not a big thing. And I come from the street, so I can deal with that part of it.
I'll ask you what you looking for. What you looking for in an artist?
I'm just looking for someone who work ethics are really, really. Look here, I'm gonna tell you something. Artists who want to be an artist, who trying to be an artist. I can never want this more than you want this for yourself.
Right.
I can never want this more than you want this for yourself. And I said that to talk about work ethics. I don't like lazy artists. Remember in the top of the conversation, we spoke about a few people, and I told you the reason why they can perfect their craft is because they put so much time and work hours, man hours. And these people think, oh, they just got a talent and they the shit. I don't need to do that. Oh, we're getting ready to do a show. I don't need to rehearse. I'm going to just go out there and kill it. Really? How you going to do that? Yeah. I need the work ethics has to be on part, like up there, and I'm not really with a bunch of violence and degrading women either. And vice versa, women who want to exploit themselves in regards to their body parts. Because I don't think Lauryn Hill didn't have to do none of that at all.
MC Light. This on my past. I had
MC Light, Queen Latifah, Moni Love, all them sisters. Rod Digger, whoever, none of them sisters had
Rhapsody's
to do
not doing it right now.
Rhapsody, much love and respect to her. None of them had to do that. None of them. Yeah, so I need a female to be the face of the label. I just haven't found her yet. I'm waiting patiently. I'm not in a rush. I don't do the I don't know. I guess I'm just old school, and I have old school ways and habits, and it has worked and proven for others. So I don't feel the need to change that part of the game. You know what I mean? Now I can add to it to enhance it, but I don't feel that it's necessary to change any of that. So I'm just waiting patiently. Yeah, I'm looking for artists.
And then
I'm also looking for partnerships as well.
I would say, how do you help your artists grow, not just in music, but as in leaders and individuals?
Well, when we tap into the mental part of it, because we always want to do a mental health check-in, where you at? How you doing today? Check in with me. How's your spirit, King? Stuff like that. So, or let's put this music to the side. Do we need to have a conversation? Because I'm going to take the time to listen to you to see how I can help you. Because this right here ain't going to be good until we take care of this. So I'm just patient, very patient with people. The industry, the major labels don't have time to be patient with you. They on demand for your money. So that's a whole nother thing where I teach the artists how to get their own money. I'm not interested in your money, but quite right, I'll take my split, which is quite deserving. But outside of that, your money is your money. How much money it take to even, how much money it takes to even make a record? One record, just one.
A lot. Especially if you're gonna push it. Because I had I interviewed the guy, his name's Paul Porter. He used to run BET. He was at a couple 100,000. Like, especially to get it on BET. And he said they had to pay. He was paying. So like back in the BET days.
So you got these people out there called hustler vultures, who these are the ones that put on these makeshift shows and promise these artists that they're going to send you there and there, and we're going to walk you through to the major labels just to hook them up with a janky ass, faulty ass 360 deal. They think they getting something, bless their heart, because they ain't never had nothing. So 10, 15, 20, 25, even 100 sound like a whole lot. And then because nobody has never talked to you about money management or anything like that, of course you're going to go do what the average one go do. What we going to buy first, you guys? Oh, well, let's go buy a nice car. Let's go get a nice chain, and we got the drip. Yeah.
Need to buy a house.
Meanwhile, you could have took that advancement and went and got your family, your baby mama with them children of yours, a house.
Have you heard about, have you been keeping up with that Finesse 2 times and his mom, how they been beefing?
No.
Yeah, because the mom, she basically mad at him for that because she basically said he blew all the money. He didn't give none to the family. So she going back and forth with him about that, kind of what you talking about. Like he didn't, because I guess they don't understand that's financial, that wealth you get, you can help other people and build other, because you ain't going to last forever. So when you fall off, at least you got somebody else, people you help build up, that they can help you still. But
see, so there's a lot of old school artists that unfortunately didn't get all the, I would say, I'm going to keep it clean and say they just didn't get all the money that they were supposed to get, and that's a kind of like a
recurring theme.
That's a thing that happens, and so.
But Michael Jackson was helping a lot of them artists. Gotta shout him out.
Michael Jackson was helping a lot of the artists. Prince put a whole bunch of people on game. Nobody wanted to listen to them. Oh, when they came out with I'm gonna tell you, when the game changed is when they came out with number one, the World Wide Web, the WWW, the World Wide Web, the thing we are on right now. And then shortly after the World Wide Web came this thing called Napster. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I was using Napster. I was on LimeWire.
Okay, so we was on Napster and we was like, oh shoot, you mean I don't have to do music by mail anymore and get maybe 10, 12 CDs in the mail no more? You mean I can
Columbia House is shit. You get like 20 CDs for $10 and don't pay them back.
You know what I'm saying? So wait, I can get them on Napster, download the whole. So now, because now this changed the game. In my era, in the beginning, we was using a jukebox, a boom box or whatever, a boom box,
when the radio came on.
That did cassettes, and we recorded things with a cassette. So imagine, this is big, a phone. A cassette is take off maybe a quarter of this phone, maybe half of it to make the size of a cassette, right? So then on the sides of the cassette had these little indentations on each side, right? Everybody, people who my era, they know what I'm talking about. So you take this tissue, you could take some tissue and boil it up, put it in your mouth, boil
cover
it up,
that part
a little wet. Yep, slick that in there, put that in there, bam, throw that joint in, bam, close the deck, hit record and play. Bam! Don't be lucky to have a boom box that got dual sides, 2 sides. What? So you got this one playing, and then I'm gonna record with this one, and then it went on and on and on. It went from the cassette, to the CDs. Then we were burning
CDs.
and we were burning CDs, right? So then now here's the CD era, and now we're on Napster, and we can now download music.
iPod.
For free. So now they get ready to take all this music for free and then take these blank CDs and put a whole mix together or whatever. Then, we done got fancy. We done learned how to make labels and this and that and the other. And the next thing you know, it's hitting the press, and then they selling it out there on the street. So now the artists, sales have now went down tremendously, astronomically, because I could go buy this off the street for a cheap. It's not meeting the neighborhood value anymore.
Yeah, somebody was asking me, they was trying to buy an album, and I was like, I don't know how you buy albums no more. Cause I'm just used to getting like streaming. I don't know how you go like, cause then even like it's not on Apple no more where you can just buy it. Like everything usually just you streaming it.
You could buy albums. It's
Like
not you can
Bandcamp.
buy albums. It's just not many artists looking to put their music on vinyl anymore, and I don't understand why. Because just the nostalgic experience. Ooh, I'm talking about now. I'm speaking for the DJs. Yeah, that feeling of being able to take some vinyl, the wax, and just yeah, even the DJing ain't the same in regards to turntables. Once upon a time, they had vinyls and they was really scratching and mixing. Now you got these turntables with a computer in front of you, and you can just download while you're doing it. Ain't even a record on there, and you still going like, what the hell? Times has changed. I've been around for it all. Matter of fact, I didn't even mention the 8-track.
Yeah, that was the beginning of it, huh?
Yeah, 8 tracks.
Sound was better on the 8-track though.
I had one 8-track player, and then we had the little records, the little ones, the 45. We had 45s, 33s. We've had the little yellow thing. I don't know what you call it. It was some kind of disc, and you would put it in the center of a 45, and that's how you would play the record. Then you had your albums and stuff like, man, yeah.
So I'm gonna say, so you was kind of talking about it already, but so how would you compare the independent grind now to when you first started?
It changes a lot. It changes a lot because the era that we in with the internet. The internet is the seller now. So it's way different because you're really have maybe 5 or 10% music. The rest of that is internet marketing, internet. So that's the big seller. And if you're not internet friendly, internet inclined, or computer savvy, you're gonna unfortunately miss the wave.
Yeah, I was kind of heavy because I've been on TikTok, but I was like, I wasn't using it like I should because I'd be like, man, I need to be making these shorts, putting these shits on TikTok, and I was kind of against it. But then I'm like, man, this shit getting like, I see how many people getting plays on TikTok. So I was like, let me go start doing it. Like, even though I didn't want to do it, I had to. So that's where it's at.
These Gen Zs got it on cap on that TikTok thing, and so go figure. When they was talking about shutting TikTok down, like people really caught a real mental attack for real. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
It's crazy because like even this now, so even like I noticed everybody like Shannon Sharp, whoever you watch, but so we got a video. I can't just put the video out. I have to make shorts and throw the shorts out to make you watch it. Like, damn.
Yeah, and so then if you don't come up with these like catchy topics, the topic has to be catchy in itself to make you want to stop and say, wait a minute, hold on, what? Who did what? Who what? And so you're opening, that's a view.
Yeah.
So it begins with the topic just to catch your eye to make you even so.
It's funny you said that because that's why I did our topic. It's a first Black woman to own a hip hop record label. And it was like, that's the best topic because it's just SEO and all that. All right, we're going to run with that one. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy you got to do all that, but that's what you got to do now. It's like new age. You got to know how to use all the internet to your advantage.
Or you'll take pieces out of interviews and create a topic out of what somebody responded to one of your questions with, something that gave a boom. All right, let me. Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be like Miss Queen K. This all the female rappers of 2025. I already got it. It's coming. I already got it.
I mean, I like some of them girls, but I just don't like what they're doing, and I don't feel that it's necessary. And ain't nobody telling them that because the people that surround them is just as money hungry and money driven more than probably they are. So go figure why a whole bunch of them people didn't tell on Diddy. Oops, did I say that? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Don't be telling on themselves, they telling on him.
R. Kelly the same. A lot of people didn't speak up and speak out because money, the gifts, the money, the lifestyle. Yeah, yeah. Caught up in the lifestyle of it all.
That's why even like the Diddy case. This is what I was talking about. I was like, dang, it's sad that Cassidy even had to do that, but she did it chasing the fame, like thinking she finna get this money, think she finna get this life, and you never got it. You got whole nother shit instead of what you was going after. So it's like, dang. And then I'm pretty sure Cassidy ain't the only artist that had to go through shit like that.
It's a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's a whole bunch of them. And guess what? It's just not women. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't hear all that stuff going on with Tyler Perry?
It just you
allegedly,
yeah, allegedly, and still, I would say y'all just getting a little bit of it. Listen, King, I'm here to tell you and report to you that this has been going on since the beginning of time. Sam Cooke tried to tell the people. I'm talking about way back then. I'm going, look, Sam Cooke tried to tell the peoples. Who else? I'll name an old group. Like I had a friend who played in the he was a member of a famous group back then. It was called the Ohio Players. You couldn't get that man to talk about this industry to save his. I wouldn't care if you offered him $1 million. He ain't gonna talk about this industry. I'm talking about it's dark. It's been dark for a very long time. Listen to Nina Simone.
Oh yeah.
Listen. This been going on for a very, very long time. Long time.
And then also saw you say you work with some artists like Rakim, EPMD. You was talking about Angie Stone, Xscape.
Rakim, I was able to go with my brother and produce him with some artwork. And what happened out of that situation is I ended up doing an interview with actually not Rakim, but his tour manager at the time. So I did that. Who else did you mention? Did you mention Xscape?
Yeah.
That would be bless her heart. What's that baby name? Tamika Scott. Yeah, I did interview her. Actually, I interviewed her and Angie Stone together. It was Angie Stone, rest in peace, Tamika. Blondie was there. Who else was there? Tony Tone, the comedian. Tony Tone. It was a full cast because they were Miss Braxton. I think it was Trina. They were doing a play at the time, and we was promoting the play. And they came by the station, and we just had a wonderful time, a good interview. We freestyled the whole thing, went off the dome. It turned it out really dope. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that was great. And actually, I cooked them a home cooked meal while they were on the road, doing the tour. And I remember Tamika asked me, yeah, because she was in love with my collard greens and how I made my collard greens. But the thing she asked me was, why did you do this for us? Like, why did you cook this food and make a meal for us? Because you people. You're people too, and y'all gotta eat too. And nobody thinks about the people when they going on tour. On tour sounds good, and yeah, you make a lot of money, but you don't eat good. A lot of times the artists don't. You don't eat good. It's grab and go, or not eat at all, and some of them can't eat, especially when it's coming to showtime. I ran into Lily from SWV one time in the airport, and bless her heart, she was so hungry. She was so hungry. I'm sorry, Lily, I had to tell this story, but she was so hungry, and she couldn't eat. Because I don't know what that is, and maybe that's in the contract that certain times before showtime you just can't eat because you gotta do a show, and the show could be, you gotta be able to get through that whole show without having to go to the bathroom and carry on. So no, they can't eat. A lot of them go on a whole vegan diet for maybe 3 to 6 months or even 9 months while they're practicing, rehearsing, and training and stuff like that. Like really making sure their body is intact, is sharp, stamina, that thing again. Because to have to do a show 2 hours, 3 hours, and then another one to follow it. And then when this is over, we got to pack up and hurry up and get to the next state or the next country. You deserve to have a meal too. I thought of that idea because pro basketball and pro football moms that stick by their sons and stuff like that, they kind of have a motherhood thing with the players. Their moms meet each other and get to know one another. And so like, I think I was watching a documentary, and it was Katie's mom, Kevin Durant. These moms are she's not just the mom for KD, she's the mom for maybe the team or maybe the homeboys that's playing on another team. But when they get to town, they always got somewhere to go to get a good hot meal, a home cooked meal. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I like to feed people. That's a part of the thing with me. We're gonna sit, we're gonna have good conversation. I don't know what your beliefs are or this, that, and the other, but if you happen to practice and follow the same beliefs with me, that means also in addition to that, we're gonna pray together, or if not, we're not. Okay, we're gonna eat together. We're gonna have good conversation, and break bread. That's what people did. We had conversations, we break bread and stuff like that. And that's how you formulate relationships. That's how you formulate trust. That's how you formulate like unity and community and a sense of family, if you will, in this industry. You gotta have your little group, your group to support you. I'm talking about your inside circle, your close top 5, or if you will, or top 3, if you will. Yeah, keep it like that. So yeah, we're gonna break some bread. So yeah, we're not just gonna have an interview, chop it over the airwaves. Yeah, no, let's eat some food, and yeah, that's how we do. I don't know. I like to come bearing gifts.
That's gonna make them, because what I be realizing now, I be like, man, like I might remember the artists, but these artists do millions of interviews. So stuff like that, they gonna remember you by it. And they see you again. Oh yeah, she the one that cooked for me. They might not remember the interview. They gonna remember that food.
They gonna remember that food. Because Miss Tamika said, "Oh, you gonna tell me how you made them greens before I leave here and go back to the ATL, Miss K."
Mm-hmm. It's funny you said collard greens. I just saw a clip of Dick Gregory, and he was saying, anytime anything wrong with you, eat some collard greens. And
eat some damn collard greens, especially the juice. That's good for you. Shoot, collard green juice, cabbage juice. Shoot. And Angie Stone, rest her soul. She said, I need to take some of this back to the hotel. Because I think there's enough. Let me take some of this back to the hotel. You sure can, baby. This food, we made it for you. Somebody else made some stuff too. But yeah, I did the majority of it. But yeah. And they ate good too and appreciated it wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm.
And then so with Neo Gold, where do you see? How do you think as far as evolving for the next 5-10 years? Where do you want to go with it?
To the top. To the top.
But what's the top for you?
What's the top for me?
Mm-hmm.
The top for me will be to turn the artists that I have and gain into what they want to be, a household artist. You want to be a household name? That's where we're trying to go. Where everybody on the roster is a household name.
Because you know what get me upset? What get me upset sometimes when people be like, I want to win a Grammy. It's like, what? I'm like, a Grammy? Like, the fuck? Like, that's why I asked, what's success to you? Because, you know, some people say.
We're going to be realistic here. Yeah, realistic. It's just if I can get them to the place where they become a household name, then I think I've done my job. Because everything else that comes after that is, you know, you get sponsorships, you get endorsements, you get commercials, you get clothing lines, you get all this stuff, or venture off and do this and this and this, but you don't get none of that until somebody know who the hell you are, a household name.
And then what's the one message you want people to take away from your story?
I'm not the first and I won't be the last. So that means if I can do what I'm doing, you could do it too. Be patient with yourself, keep God first and stand on integrity, you know, and be patient with yourself. You know, things don't happen overnight, they happen over time. And it's the quality of what you're doing and the quality of the product that you have is what you want to put out. Quality. Don't be in such a rush just to no. Think smart. Think long term. Think generational. Think about your family. Think about have you ever thought about maybe signing your children up and giving them an ASCAP or a BMI and putting their name down on the publishing? So if anything, God forbid, happens to you, you leave your children financially straight, and we won't have to worry about how they're going to further their education and how they're going to take care of their families. I'm talking about set them up in that kind of way where the unknown person who's not even alive or here yet on this planet Earth comes into just being okay. They okay already and don't even know at a baby stage. Don't you see the blueprint is already written out there for you? Y'all ain't paying attention? And how many Grammys does Blue Ivy have now?
She got a lot of them. About 4 or 5 of them. More than that. She got her mom's Grammys.
But you're really just now seeing her out there in the forefront in this past year when Beyonce was on tour. But I'm just saying, have you young people thought about that? Because I know a lot of y'all got children. So how you taking care of your children while you buying this jewelry, fancy cars, and Bugatti bags, and this and that and the other? What your children got in their name?
Say at least get some life insurance.
Because when you don't drop the next hip and the fame goes away, how you living? Because I've been around long enough to see a lot of them go broke as all get out. And I want to say blessing, peace, and blessings on Nas to go reach back and pull some people and lift them up and bring them back and help them out and put some bag in their pocket, you know, like
take care of the ancestors.
Salute to
That's
Nas.
why I feel like we gotta do a better job than we gotta but at the same time, those people need to help themselves, but we do need to do a job of helping our ancestors, but at the same time, they got to be helping themselves. So they can't be on drugs or stuff like that.
Some of them, and I'll speak for the older artists, if you will. Some of them, King, just didn't know how. Because they were so busy being an artist. That's all they knew how to be, was just that, an artist. They didn't know the business side of the industry. So some, for that reason, just didn't know. So go figure why a lot of them to this day just coming into the place where damn, I know some people who had to turn down some major shows and this and that and the other because they papers wasn't right. Like you don't even own your name. Come on, trademark your name, trademark your brand, your product. You are the product. Trademark your product.
Man, you want to hear something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I never trademarked my stuff. Then some just told me like last year, the year before it started to trademark it. So right when I trademarked it, tell me why the governor of California, Marshawn Lynch, and this other guy got a podcast right after my name. So I had to like hit them up like, yo, they had to switch it up a little bit. But I'm like, ain't that like right after it got approved, the governor come out with a podcast called Politickin Podcast. I'm like, what? It was just, and it had to be like the next month right after my stuff. It take a while for it to get approved.
And you said what now? They had to change their name.
Right.
They had to change their name because of what?
Because I had a trademark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But if I didn't, it would just been kick rocks.
Yeah, because otherwise they probably would have came after you and told you need to go. We were here first. No, boo. I got papers on me over here. You need to go. Yeah. So that gives you the room. That gives you the room right there. Straight up, we're going to put a cease and desist on this podcast. I'm sorry, but this is me over here. I have this name. I was here first, and I'm trademarked. Yeah, that's the power you get out of that.
Right.
And they were the government, huh? Did that feel special? They had to change their thing because you did the right thing. Oh, yeah. Good for you, King. Good for you. Yes.
I want to say thank you for coming through Politickin with me.
It's my pleasure. It has been a blast. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I think AJ came on. He was asking for the link, but he gonna get his own interview. This your mama interview. You gonna get your own interview. He was trying to come on.
Yeah, wait your turn, son.
Shout out AJ.
SUN, son. Wait your turn.
Did you have anything you want to leave the listeners with?
I think I gave out all the good pointers and things like that. Just people bless up and be good to yourself, be kind to yourself. And let's take our culture back, man. We can still do that. Take our culture back and move it forward. But y'all got to get yourselves together and cooperate and unify in the right way. Stop not being focused on the wrong thing. Women against women and hating on each other when y'all should be sisters, wanting for yourself, wanting for your sister what you want for yourself. Brothers, want for your brother what you want for yourself. You see them down, lift them up. Lift them up, man. Take a hand and lift them up. Don't talk about them and kick them when they down. If you can't help them, leave them.
Yeah, what's your social media and everything?
I am on Instagram as Miss Khalilah 151, MSKHALILAH 151 on Instagram, and I'm also NeoGold ENT on Instagram and Facebook. And I do need some followers. That's the one thing I need to get right, because I just wasn't so much into that social media thing. I'm just a doer and make things happen. And my primary focus and function was just not social media. Now, when you're going other places and doing other things, and then people start talking about numbers, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. So yeah, I need people to follow me, if you will. And I'll follow you back. Thank you.
You got any shout outs?
Shout out to
AJ.
AJ Shaka, the other people of NeoGold, George Mendoza, and the staff. And shout out GFN NYC Radio Soul. I want to shout out melodic management, the Monopoly family. You should have your ears on for the Monopoly family, John Jiggs and the Monopoly family.
I I had John Jiggs on before. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, so
Probably need to circle back one. It's been about 2. Sometimes I be thinking it's 2 years, and I look back, it's about 4 or 5 years ago I interviewed him. But I know I interviewed him before.
So if you didn't talk to him in about 4 years, then I would tell you he must have dropped about 8 more albums since.
Yeah, I see him on Facebook. I'm gonna hit him up. I hit him up today. You just brought the name up.
Yeah, so that's the family right there. Yeah, Monopoly, Neo Go, we doing things, and just look out for us. I thank you.
You're welcome. Meantime, Queen.
One more person. Oh my gosh, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the dopest publicist on the planet, MJ. Hey, yes, hip hop connects. Yeah, shout out to MJ. Thank you so much, MJ.
Yeah, MJ be grinding. I meant to. You said something, I forgot to. I meant to ask you more about it. So when you say you need a partner, what do you mean? Like, what kind of partner to help you with what part of the business?
Partnership right now I'm looking for is partnership with branding, so even if I was to partner with a major label, I only need to partner with them for the purpose of marketing.
So you need like a Desiree Perez?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes that's like I be noticing that too. Like sometimes you need like I be noticing like a lot of the record labels. Sometimes you need somebody like that ain't even with the music, but they just know that business, so they come in with that straight business mind. Because when some people with just the music, they be thinking with their artistic side. No, you need somebody with the business that don't be.
I need more of the business, for marketing purposes. That's the one thing I would say honestly I am lacking in regards to the finances. That the big push, that one right there, that can push you over the woo. I need that right there. And unfortunately, that's the one thing I don't have, but we're going to get to that, because my goal is to get these guys or whomever, ladies, to be a household. So I need that industry push, that right there, so I can push them over the moon, and we'll be great. Yeah.
And then we say marketing, I was going to say, like what kind of marketing?
Marketing, that the kind of marketing that happens like on a major level, where they can just like by the push of a button have you everywhere in one shot. All of a sudden, this is all you see. That kind of marketing.
Oh yeah, that's the and that goes back to what we was talking about the bag.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like you said, I think when the record just so big, you be like, why am I hearing this everywhere?
Everywhere.
A lot of money behind it.
Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When you interview AJ, man, he got a story for you around that kind of thing there. Because it's funny, because he would, I don't want to tell his story or nothing like that, but he witnessed that thing behind the scene, that big plug right there, where by the push of a button, he witnessed that happen, and these people had already premeditate, once we drop this, it's going to be like a million. And when they dropped it, it was 1 million. 1 million views, just like they said. So they got that big industry push, right? That's all I need. And we off to the moon. We're off to the moon. Oh, yeah. Because I got everything else.
All right. Well, till the next time, y'all make sure y'all check me out on PoPolitickin.
That's right.
We'll be back. Just stay on right quick. We'll be right back.
The whole squad on the mission, you got to listen. We PoPolitickin, it's so dope when it kicks.